Mr. Chairman, Excellency, delegates to the conference, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to begin by expressing my appreciation to His Excellency, the President of Mongolia, for inviting me to speak at this conference of the Communities of Democracies. I accepted these invitations not only because I want to visit a country that had made many achievements regarding democracy, or to exchange the idea and views on democracy, but I am here also because democracy is so important to me, and more importantly, to the people of my beloved home, Thailand. Democracy is not a new concept. Over the years, it has brought progress and hope to a lot of people. At the same time, many people have sacrificed their blood and life in order to protect and build a democracy. A government of the people, by the people, and for the people does not come without a price, rights and liberties, and the belief that all men and women are created equal to have been fraught and sadly die for. Why? This is because there are people in the world who do not believe in democracy. They are ready to grab powers and wealth through suppression of freedoms. This means that they are willing to take advantage for other people without respecting human rights and liberties. They use force to gain submission and abuse the power. This happened in the past and still pose challenges for all of us in the present. In many countries, democracy has taken a firm root, and it's definitely refreshing to see another wave of democracy in modern times, from Arab Spring to the successful transition in Myanmar through the effort of President Thein Sein, and also change in my own countries, where the people power in Thailand has brought me here today. At the regional level, the key principles in the ASEAN Charter are the commitment to the rule of law, democracy, and constitutional government. However, we must always be aware that anti-democratic forces never subside. Let me share my story. In 1997, Thailand had a new constitution that was created through the participation from the people. But of this, we all thought a new era of democracy have finally arrived. An era without the cycle of coup d'etat. It was not to be. An elected government which won choose election with a majority was overthrown in 2006. Thailand lost track, and the people spent almost a decade to regain their democratic freedoms. Many of you here know that the government I am talking about was the one with my brother, Thaksin Shinawatra, as the rightfully elected Prime Minister. Many of people who don't know me say that, why complain? It is a normal process that government come and go. And if I and my family were the only ones suffering, I might just let it be. But it was not. Thailand suffered a setback and lost international credibility. Rule of law in the countries was destroyed. Projects and programs started by my brother's government that came from the people's wishes were removed. The people felt their rights and liberties were wrongly taken away. Thai means free, and the people of Thailand fought back for their freedom. In May 2010, a crackdown on the protester, the Righteous Movement, led to 91 deaths in the heart of the commercial district of Bangkok. Many innocent people were shot dead by snipers, and the movement crashed with the leaders jailed or fled abroad. Even today, many political victims still remain in jail. However, the people push on. Finally, the government then had to call for an election, which they thought could be manipulated. In the end, the will of people cannot be denied. I was elected with an absolutely majority. But the story is not over. It is clear that elements of anti-democratic regimes still exist. The new constitution draft under the coup leaders-led government put in the mechanism to restrict democracy. A good example of this that half of the Thai Senate is elected, but the other half is appointed by a small group of people. In addition, the so-called independent agencies have abused the power that should belong to the people for the benefit of the few rather than the Thai society at large. This is the challenge of Thai democracy. I would like to see reconciliation and democracy regaining strength. This can be only be achieved through strengthening of the rule of law and due process. Only then will every person, all walk of life, can feel confident that they will be treated fairly. I announce this as part of the government policy at the Parliament before I fully assume my duties as Prime Minister. Moreover, democracy will also promote political stability, providing an environment for investment, creating more jobs and income. And most importantly, I believe political freedoms address long-term social disparities by opening economic opportunities that would lead to reducing the income gap between the rich and the poor. That is why it is so important to strengthen the grassroots. We can achieve this through education reform. Education creates opportunity through knowledge and democratic cultures built into the way of life of the people. Only then will the people have knowledge to be able to make informed choice and defend their beliefs from those wishing to suppress them. That is why Thailand supported Mongolia's timely UNGA resolution on education for democracy. Also, important is closing gaps between Also important is closing gaps between rich and poor. Everyone should be given opportunities, and no one should be left behind. This will allow the people to become an active stakeholders in building the country's economic and democracy. That is why my government initiates policies to provide the people with the opportunities to make their own living and contribute to the development of our society. Some of these include creating the Women Development Fund supporting local products and SME, as well as help raising income for the farmers. And to believe you need effective, and I believe that we need effective and innovative leadership, effective in implementing rule of law fairly, innovative in finding creative, peaceful solutions to address the problem of people. You need leadership, not only on the part of governments, but also on the part of the oppositions and all stakeholders. All must respect the rule of law and contribute to democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, another important lesson we have learned was that international friends matter. Pressure from countries who value democracy kept democratic forces in Thailand alive. Sanctions and non-recognition are essential mechanisms to stop anti-democratic regimes. An international forum like Communities of Democracies helps sustain democracy, seeking to promote and protect democracy through dialogue and cooperation. More importantly, if any countries took the wrong turn against the principle of democracy, all of us here need to unite to pressure for change and return freedom to the people. I will always support the Communities of Democracies and the work of the Governing Council. I also welcome the President's ASEAN Partnership Initiative for Democracy and will explore how to extend our cooperation with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end my statement by declaring that I hope that the suffering of my family, the families of political victims, and the families of the 91 people who lost their life in defending democracy during the bloodshed in May 2010 will be the last. All human beings will be protected for future generations to come. Thank you for your attention.